This man, let's call him Dad. Now, Dad is devastated because his son, whom we are going to call Kid, had just gone missing. So Dad made an evening run to Price Chopper, a grocery store, to get some things, and he brought Kid along with him. After finally getting and paying for all the items he needed, Dad went back to his car, but Kid was gone, just vanished. To clarify, this wasn't during the day, it was around 8 p.m. Unless this kid is Kelvin from the movie Little Man, in which case the car would magically vanish too, right? So obviously, the only logical conclusion is that Kid was abducted. Now Dad panicked and immediately called 911 to file a missing persons report.
911, what's your emergency?
My child is missing.
It didn't take long before troopers arrived, and then Dad explained to them what had happened. He went into the store, leaving Kid in the vehicle, and Kid went missing by the time he returned. That triggered a massive search in the parking lot where Dad had last seen Kid. The Connecticut State Troopers, local police departments, supermarket staff, and even K-9 units all participated in the search. However, there was no sign of Kid.
Until
the law enforcement decided to shift their investigation from the parking lot to Dad's house. And guess who they found? Kid! So what exactly happened? Well, let's rewind a little bit. So the troopers arrived, and Dad explained how Kid had gone missing and mission Find Kid began. Meanwhile, other staff from the supermarket reviewed the CCTV footage, and they discovered that Dad had made 2 stops at the store that evening and only brought Kid the first time, but not the second. Basically, Dad was unaware that Kid hadn't gone with him to the store the second time he went. So after the police found Kid at home, they asked Dad to participate in several field sobriety tests, which he failed. He also showed signs of possible impairment. As it turns out, he was under the influence of booze or drugs of some kind. Dad was then arrested on multiple charges, including operation of a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs, reckless endangerment in the 2nd degree, risk of injury to child, and breach of peace in the 2nd degree. The DCF was notified about the incident, and Kid is now in the custody of a family member. By the way, all of this happened in Connecticut, so shout out to Connecticut.